It's 10 o'clock. Rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Join me in a moment of silent prayer. Thank you. All right, we will call this meeting to order. Are there public comments on or off the agenda? Those wishing to speak? Walt Woods?
Yes. There's been a lot of stuff in the news about ice facilities coming in Pennsylvania, especially in rural areas. And I think it would be great if you guys put out a proclamation saying that you don't want them here, and that if you get any information showing that one may be coming into the area, that somebody may be selling property for one, that you would let the public know right away instead of not saying anything about it, so that we could have a chance to protest it and potentially prevent it from coming in. The other thing is the data centers. I know the one potentially coming in, Wysox, the 4-3 Industries or something like that is buying up properties. That would be another thing that would be great if you guys knew it was happening, that we could get told ahead of time before properties started getting sold. So if we knew about it and were able to do something about it through protesting or anything of that nature. And so far you guys haven't, I don't believe you brought it up in any of your commissioners' meetings related to these. And it would be great if you guys had it on your agenda so that you could have a public discussion about the data centers and how you might want to go forward to weigh the pros and cons of doing various things, so that the public knows what your thoughts are on these things. I think I already know some of what Commissioner McLinko's thoughts are, since he's stated that in a roundabout way that he's friends with one of the people for the one company. He gets donations from somebody that works for one of the companies for one of his PACs. So I suspect I already know where he stands, but I would like to know for certain. And I would like to know for certain from the other two commissioners as well, and that you guys have discussions on how to go forward. Thank you.
All right. Barb Warburton.
I am Barb Warburton, president of the Bradford Sullivan County Farm Bureau. I guess the issue I need to speak on today is biosolids and food processing residuals. I have our Farm Bureau policy book, and this is what Farm Bureau stands behind. We recommend third-party testing of biosolids to be required before their application on farmland. Number 2, applications of biosolids be allowed on frozen ground 2% or less in slope with mature ground cover or covered development. 3, continued research on PFAS substances known as the forever chemicals in biosolids. Food processing residuals, we recommend supporting the application of food processing residuals in normal farm operations, provided that 1, guidelines are established and updated outlining storage and handling and application, and 2, FPR nutrients are characterized prior to application. Additional research by the Department of Agriculture will be further defined of what FPRs are and clarify the difference between acceptable and unacceptable FPRs for soil enrichment. 3, the State Conservation Commission will be the agency with responsibility for managing PFRs, and that any legislation or regulation governing the uses of such residuals contain provisions that ensure that the Commission has adequate staff and funding to carry out these duties. 4, primary responsibility and liability for ensuring that the contents of FPRs is not environmentally harmful, lie within the FPR's generator instead of the receiver for agricultural use. Municipal governments have no authority in enacting ordinances governing the uses of PFRs in normal farming operations. 6, the use of FPRs in normal farming operations shall be extended the limited liability protection afforded in Act 38 Nutrient Management Planning. Any legislation of requirements, any legislation or regulations dealing with the conflict of manure or FPR haulers or brokers clearly specify individuals requiring to retain such certification. And last, any required documentation related to manure or FDR's transportation using a hauler/broker clearly state responsibility of each party's roles in transportation from the original generator to the ultimate recipient.
All right, thank you, Barb.
Basically,
Thank you. All right, Christopher Teeter.
I'm just hearing the concerns over the biosolids about polluting our waterways and our farmland around the area and our neighboring neighbors.
Barb, have you gone to our state elects on this?
do
Have you
it.
gone to our state elected on this? Y'all Pickett, Baker,
The administration.
Flint, I'll let anybody.
Sullivan County Commissioners have passed a resolution, and they're basically following Farm Bureau's things. But I haven't.
So your state rep is Joe Ham.
Right.
You guy's a good guy. Did you contact him?
Mr. Chairman.
All right. All right. You're done, Chris?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Sue Corey.
I'm a Salem Township resident, and I'm here in regard to the proposed data center in our municipality. I was encouraged to read that a data center task force is being created. Could you update us on its membership, goals, and actions it plans to take? And also, what additional measures can the county take to help protect us from any adverse effects data centers may bring to our electric grid and bills, water sources, discharge locations, environment, rural landscape, wildlife, and our overall quality of life? I believe a coordinated effort is needed among state, county, and local officials, project developers, and residents here for both education and regulation. And I thank you for anything you can do to help us.
Thank you, Sue. Nelson?
Yeah, I'm here, Barb Warburton, I asked her to come today on behalf of the BioSolids. The regulation on the BioSolids was done, last time it was ever amended or anything was April 1993. It was brought to my attention, the watershed, which is North Towanda. The Towanda Borough has 4 wells in North Towanda receiving water out of the watershed. The Sugar Creek is in the watershed that is the stuff is being applied to. I have redactions. This is the whole report from 2024 for the biosolids that have been delivered to Bradford County. There's redactions. They've adjusted the parameters to meet the guidelines. So the stuff is actually higher than what it is. It's being dumped in the watershed. In 1980s, early 80s, there was an incident with one borough, Fred Isabel. They dumped the stuff or spread the stuff, applied it in North Towanda. It contaminated the wells. They had proof of it. John Foster, the attorney at the time, sued Towanda Borough, Waste Management, and they put water and sewer to Church Hill up there. It's been addressed in the county before. It's been a problem. It needs to be addressed. The Sugar Creek is also a trout stream, and everybody that's involved, it just, like she said, the Pennsylvania Farm Bureau is asking that there be a memorandum put in effect until the DEP, and incidentally, there is nothing they can do at this point in time. They're trying to, but every test they come up with, there is no amount of forever chemicals that can be applied to any ground that is safe. It all comes back into the food.
At the bring your time, you get a 10-second explanation for the press what you're talking about in biosolids.
The biosolids is human waste, and the human waste is not, it's the least amount that's in there. It's heavy metals and forever chemicals. There's over 15,000 different forever chemicals involved in it. They get into the forages, go directly into the water. It's not taken up in the soil particles and contained. It's transferred off the property. They spread this stuff in frozen ground here 3 weeks ago on top of snow, and next week it's supposed to be 40 degrees. All that manure, or biosolids, aka industrial waste, will be in the Susquehanna River.
Where does it come from?
It's coming out of New York City, Boston, New Jersey, all large municipal areas.
All right, thank you, Nelson.
You're welcome.
All right, Matt?
Yep, so I'm just going to give a brief update on the broadband bead program. The NTIA earlier this week announced that Pennsylvania's final broadband plan had been approved. PD, Pennsylvania Broadband Development Authority, further advised the Progress Authority that our application continues to be provisionally awarded for $73.57 million to service 6,400 unserved and underserved locations with high-speed interconnections in Bradford and all 5 collar counties. We will have more information coming out about this at our Progress Authority meeting later this afternoon. But just to reiterate, this is the fruits of the labor and the investment that the commissioners have put into the dark fiber network, which allowed us to leverage that as match for the program. And ultimately, this is a generational investment that will close the digital divide for our residents here.
Thank you very much, Matt. I mean, I know you put a lot of work into this, you and your whole team down there at the Progress Authority. This has been a heavy lift for you all, so thank you. All right, new business. I'll entertain a motion. Is there an agenda amendment that's...
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Oh, that's hot. I move to amend the agenda to add the following item. Quote, consider submission by the commissioners of a letter in support of the First Presbyterian Church of Troy's application for a PHMC 2026 Keystone Historic Preservation Construction Grant, unquote.
Second?
Yeah, I'll second that.
Mr. Chairman, for purposes of the record, consistent with 65 Pennsylvania Consolidated Statute, Section 712.1E1, and the recent Pennsylvania Supreme Court decision in Coleman versus Parkland School District, the substance of the new matter to be added is as follows. The First Presbyterian Church of Troy is applying for a PHMC 2026 Keystone Historic Preservation Construction Grant and seeks a letter of support from the commissioners. This letter is one of support only and does not seek the expenditure of any funds by the county. Last year, the church applied for the grant, including a duly voted upon letter of support at that time from the commissioners, and was identified as a runner-up for the grant. Should the church receive the grant this time, it is anticipated that the funds would be utilized for A, restoration of the 145-foot steeple through slate shingle repair, underlayment repair, new leaded copper flashings and dormer repair, and B, repointing of the church building. According to the church, it is visited by 6,500 people per year, not just for worship activities, but also for community and civic dinners, board meetings of nonprofits, community concerts, and public music lessons and rehearsals. I state for the record that the reasons for the changes to the agenda are as follows. The First Presbyterian Church sent me an email on Friday, February 6, 2026, which email was overlooked by me until I was again contacted by Robert Oldroyd from the First Presbyterian Church, inquiring whether I had received his email. Upon reviewing the email, it became clear that the church would need a letter of support from the commissioners to be submitted by February 23, 2026, which date would fall after today's meeting but before the next scheduled commissioners meeting. Consequently, I felt it incumbent to utilize the lawful and available amendment procedure so as to avoid the need to notice and hold a separate special meeting. Consistent with the Coleman decision, it is my expectation that the clerk will post an amended agenda no later than Friday, February 13th, 2026 on the county's website and the commissioner's office. Additionally, if this motion is approved, the minutes of this meeting will reflect the substance of the matter added, the vote on the addition, and the announced reasons for the addition. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, we have a motion and a second to add that item to the agenda. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Now I'll entertain a motion to approve the letter of...
We have to...
public comment. That's right, never mind, sorry. Any public comment regarding that additional agenda item?
How much is the grant for?
I don't have that in front of me, but I'm sure I can get you Robert Oldbury's information.
Yep. All right. Any other comments regarding that agenda item, the amended agenda item? All right, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to submit the letter of recommendation to the authority.
So moved.
Second, as specified in my original motion.
All right. We have a motion and a second to add that and to approve it. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. All right. Personnel actions. Move to approve the following hires and transfers from Patrick Byrne down through and including Elizabeth Wilhelm.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Contracts and other business. Proclamation for Future Business Leaders of America Week. Derek Selleck, I believe, will be reading that for us, so if you wouldn't mind, Derek.
Okay, good morning. Thank you for the time today. My name is Derek Selleck. I'm the Competitive Events Coordinator for Future Business Leaders of America at the Commonwealth level. We are in the process of putting together our state conference for these kids, and this week has been an honorary week to recognize FBLA in the schools. So I appreciate you taking the time to do this. And also thank you to Isaac Gates for submitting it on behalf of the Troy chapter for the commissioners. Proclamation, National FBLA Week in Bradford County, February 8th through 14th, 2026. Whereas Future Business Leaders of America is a nonprofit educational organization whose first chapter was established in Johnson City, Tennessee in 1942. And whereas FBLA is a professional business organization dedicated to bringing business and education together in a positive working relationship through innovative leadership and career development programs. And whereas Pennsylvania's first FBLA chapter was chartered at Blairville High School in Indiana County in 1943. And whereas Pennsylvania FBLA was officially chartered as a state chapter in 1952. And whereas Pennsylvania FBLA has grown to encompass 11,000 members statewide and over 150,000 members and advisors nationwide in middle schools, high schools, colleges, universities, career and technical schools, and private business schools. And whereas members perform community service activities and strive to build a student's understanding of the realities of the modern business world. And whereas FBLA teaches middle school and high school students basic business and leadership principles and assists in the transition from school to work. Whereas many FBLA local chapters now exist in Bradford County, including at Troy Area Junior Senior High School, which officially started its FBLA local chapter in 1984 and continues its work educating future business leaders today. And whereas Bradford County's future is only strengthened when its youth gain and develop confidence, public speaking skills, technical and entrepreneurial skills, and broad-based business knowledge, which they can apply across a variety of careers for the betterment of the region.
Thank you very much.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
I just want to thank, first of all, for those of you who don't know, Mr. Selleck is a retired teacher who taught for many years at the Sayre Area School District and was the FBLA advisor there for many, many years. And since his retirement has continued in his role in support of the state FBLA. And I will say, having judged at the state competition and the regional competition last year and again this year for the regionals, these are truly, and I look out across this and I see a lot of business owners, small business owners, and people who are involved in the business community. And this organization in the various chapters around the county is only beneficial. And so I really appreciate the work of all the advisors and the students, and happily support this.
Yep. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. All right, Medical Assistance Transportation Program, or NATP, allocation in the amount of $2,157,754 for fiscal year 2025-2026.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Consider an amendment to the agreement with Trehab for the Home Buyers Assistance Program, First-Time Home Buyers Assistance Program.
Second, and Mr. Chairman, this is consistent with what we were briefed on by Trehab at the last
So I
meeting.
think it's an income adjustment to the income criteria for the program. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Highly successful.
Yeah, it is very highly successful. All right. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. Resolution 2026-03 for Bradford County to adopt the 2026 Hazard Mitigation Plan.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion?
Mr. Chairman, does Mr. Noggle have anything to add on this?
No.
Okay.
Brian and I were just talking about it this morning. We're good to go.
Okay, thank you.
All right. We have a motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Resolution 2026-04, Bradford County Chairman to authorize and direct the signing of the mutual aid agreement for bridge number 25.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Bradford County Commissioners and Bradford County Conservation District for the Watershed Program in the amount of $200,000 for 2026 fiscal year.
So moved.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Bradford County Commissioners and Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency, or PEMA, the 2025 911 statewide interconnectivity funding grant in the amount of $372,560.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Bradford County and Assurance Brokers Ltd. Environmental Liability Package in the amount of $3,795.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. And Johnson Controls replacement of a damaged controller in the amount of $3,185.64.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Bradford County and Stuart Rogers to provide haircuts for inmates at the Bradford County Correctional Facility at a fee of $20 per haircut.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Memorandum of Understanding between Bradford County and Tioga County to provide assistance in staffing for the Pathonetary's office.
So moved.
And I will say that's for our Pathonetary's office to help them over there. They've got a new Pathonetary and office staff. And they're just going over there on a temporary basis to help them do the things that need to be done within the Pathonetary's office. So it's just a temporary thing, very short time period, I'm guessing. Anyway.
And if approved, I want to thank our Pathonetary's office staff
Absolutely.
for doing that. This is part of that, you know, even though we're separate counties, we try to help each other whenever we can. And I just want to thank our Pathonetary's office.
I know we reach out to other counties for advice and assistance at times, and I know they reach out to us, so we're happy to do it.
Tammy's a good one.
Yep.
The contractor does a terrific job.
All right, we have a motion to second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Education and Training Agency Agreement between the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania acting through the Office of the State Fire Commissioner and the Pennsylvania State Fire Academy and the Educational Training Agency, Bradford County, to enable the development, promotion, and delivery of PSFA accredited firefighting training and other PSFA accredited emergency services training and education at volunteer, municipal, and county levels.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion and a second, and I will just say that this is going to be a huge help to our county, our firefighters and EMS personnel to get accredited training. We're going to have trainers that we're going to be able to utilize locally, so the scheduling will be hopefully a lot easier for people to get involved in the training that's necessary. So,
Mr. Chairman, it's my understanding that right now we're using Bucks County.
we still will be
Yeah.
using Bucks County, but it kind of, yes, we will be augmenting Bucks County with our own training people.
Thank
So,
you.
all right, we have a motion second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Bradford County Children and Youth Services and Nexus Path Family Healing for professional services.
Second.
Motion second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Bradford County Children and Youth Services and Children's Aid Society in Clearfield County for professional services.
Second.
A motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Bradford County Human Services and Maloney Realty LLC for homeless assistance program funding.
Second, Mr. Chairman, I just want to be clear. Is it reality or realty?
Reality, I don't know whether it's realty or realty.
Realty. So just let the record reflect that it should say realty.
All right, record reflects that. You have a motion to second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. See how that tricked me? I read it right and spelled it.
It's just
Bradford Sullivan County Mental Health and Guthrie Hospice for Good Grief Day Camp.
second.
You have a motion to second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Bradford Sullivan County Early Intervention and the following providers approval per the agenda.
Second.
A motion to second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. And also Bradford Sullivan County Single County Authority and the following providers per the agenda.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Old business, consider amending the minutes of October 9th, 2025 to include the following under other and to correct the record. And it was talked about or it was discussed in the public meeting, but it was not included in the minutes of that public meeting. So to correct the record, an executive session was held on December 2nd, 2024 to consult with legal counsel on a possible claim from a former employee, and B, an executive session was held on December 23rd, 2024 under section 7084 to consult with legal counsel on case number 2404 IR0087, Friends of the Library Vs Bradford County.
And Mr. Chairman, on that second one, I think it's 2024 IR0087, just
Right.
with that correction.
With the clerical correction, all right.
So I'll make that motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Now we'll consider approving.
I have a Sunshine Act violation. I figured this was a good time. It is required to post within one business day an agenda that is modified during a meeting. On November 13th, 2025, you modified the agenda during the meeting to include an elevator upgrade. The agenda was not posted on the website within one business day, and I doubt it was posted on the building either, but you'd know better than I. Wasn't here the next day.
So noted.
But it wasn't on the website. Thank you.
Consider approving the minutes of January 22nd, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Other business. An executive session was held on February 2nd, 2026 from 10:05 to 10:43 a.m. to discuss the terms and conditions of employment of current employees. Salary Board. We've got Matt Allen, our treasurer, who is a member of the Salary Board. There is no unfinished business. We will consider setting the salaries and grades from Patrick Byrne down through and including Charles DeWalt.
I'll make that motion for minutes.
Second it.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Moving on to Assessment Board. There's no unfinished business. New business, consider the following for tax exemption. And it's Brett W. Shoemaker. It is a veterans exemption renewal.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion to second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Moving on to Election Board. There's no unfinished business. New business, notice for candidates to be nominated and elected at the Bradford County General primary election on May 19th, 2026.
I'm sorry. Second.
We have a motion to second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Authorize the Chief Clerk to legally advertise the notice to candidates for the casting of lots to determine ballot position for the Democratic committee members in the general primary election.
Second.
Motion to second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
Before you adjourn, you said current employees. Was it one employee, a group of employees, a department? Because if it's about a department or anything like that, or general
It's current
terms for
employees.
employees,
It's current employees.
it would have to be done in public. If it's about specific employees, you can have an executive session.
So noted.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second, and I think I'll just, after the meeting, talk to, I think you had a question, somebody had a question. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
All right. We have a motion and a second. We're adjourned. Thank you.
Take a photo of what you,
Sure.
where did you start and where did you end?